Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
I'm Evil Santa, and here with me is Evil Elf.
Okay.
No, just kidding. This is TJR, and next to me, losing his composure, is...
Robert Kinsler.
Very good. And so we wanted to do a gift-giving guide.
Right, a gift guide, yeah.
If you watch this show, you're obviously a music lover, and you probably know people who are music lovers. Robert, you wanted to bring to light some potential gifts for the music lover in your life.
Yeah.
And these are, except for the last release, which everybody's aware of, but we're going to talk about it because how could we not?
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about some releases that maybe have slipped under the radar.
Exactly. Yeah. There are things that I hear about, because I'm obviously writing about music. You're reviewing music titles as well. I get media releases, this and that. But, a lot of the brick and mortar stores just aren't carrying a lot of, a big variety of releases. They might, whatever's on the top 40 or this or that, they might be carrying that, the hot new releases, but they may not be carrying some of these deluxe reissues and some of these special sets and these live recordings that I think are just incredible. And the ones I've brought today are some of my favorites of 2019. And I do have a list that will be running on musicworthbuying.com soon, where I'll be talking about my 19 favorite special releases like this that are either live recordings, remastered reissues, things like that. But these are some of the creme de la creme that I'm bringing in today.
Cool. So let's get started.
Okay,
here.
sounds good.
And you got a couple. Let's start talking about them and show us what you got first.
Now we're going to go way back in the machine here, and it's such a good feeling. And this is actually almost 24 tracks that you get to hear Mr. Fred Rogers sing. And this has been remastered by Omnivore Recordings, and it's just great. And, I know Mr. Rogers, through the new Tom Hanks movie and through just some documentaries.
Yeah.
There's been a renewed interest in, he, especially in this society, not to get too political, but there's so much anger and so much, you turn on the talk radio. Yeah, divisiveness. And Mr. Rogers is somebody that I think everybody agreed was, helpful on making the world a kinder and gentler place.
Most people will.
Yeah,
unless,
most people would agree. Yeah.
Unless their hearts are black like Satan.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people will agree. And I didn't say anything divisive, did I?
No, you didn't. But no, this is a great, and and it's funny, when I put this in, reviewed it, it was great. And then you really listen, you go, he's obviously trying to speak to children and stuff, but I think listeners of all ages will get something out of these songs and stuff. And they're a lot of fun, and they just sound terrific.
Cool.
On here.
Cool.
So that's what am I? And obviously, if you have little ones, this is a cool CD too.
Good
to maybe
CD
pick
for
that
them
up.
too.
Okay.
And
we're going to see what I can do about this cap, because it's not going to knock me out
Yours
here.
not behaving?
Yeah. It's every time I turn. So I think we'll try it on this side.
We'll try on this side. Okay.
Now we're going to fast forward to the Rolling Stones, and this is Bridges to Bremen.
Oh, okay.
And this was recorded in September of '98, and this is a dual release where the collection is available on 2 CDs. And also on a DVD, so you can listen to it and you can watch it. And it's just a great recording. Just love the performance, And the Stones have put out, I'd say over the last few years, have put out a number of these collections that are either on Blu-ray or DVD and CD. And, I wish all artists would open up the vaults like the Stones have. And I think fans of the Stones, and reward them for doing it and pick one of these up. And this is you can't go wrong picking this one up. This is just fantastic.
Yeah, you've brought some of these collections in the past.
Yeah.
I remember you brought one that I really liked. I was like, holy smokes, this
some
is
of these
good.
are just great, yeah.
It was around the time of Sticky Fingers. And I was just, you let me take it home and listen to it, and I thought, and it just knocked me out how good the live recordings were.
And I guess the Stones have really been, recording over the years a lot of their performances and caring for those recordings. And obviously they're using 21st century technology to make them sound great.
Yeah.
And this one on the DVD has some bonus tracks even beyond the full length concert too. And just you can't go wrong with this. I mean, you're going to love it. And really, it just sounds fantastic. The other one is the newest title I brought in. I just watched this last weekend, and this is Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll. I had previously seen it, but now it's out on Blu-ray. Shout Factory has just, this thing is amazing. You get the documentary film on one disc, but you get hours and hours and hours of bonus features on the second Blu-ray disc. And this is just I mean, it's funny. I know we've talked about Chuck Berry. This is an artist that I got to review a number of times over the years. I saw him every time I saw him. He diminished his legacy. But I'll tell you, watching this, it's like I was reminded why he is one of the greatest rock and roll artists, one of the most important artists of all time, as a singer, a songwriter, a poet laureate. Obviously, he invented the rock and roll guitar vocabulary. And everybody else kind of went from there. But there is just the documentary film where he performs with Julian Lennon and he performs with Robert Cray and Eric Clapton. I mean, and it sounds and it looks so fantastic, and this was recorded back when he turned in just before his 60th birthday. And we lost him a few years ago when he was 90. But yeah, just a great collection.
Wow, I really want to see this, and I really want to see
you'll have
what's
to borrow
new
it.
on
Yeah, it's just amazing. Yeah, there's just read just a little bit here. Some of the bonus features. There's a part "Witness to History" where they talk to Little Richard, Bo Diddley, and Chuck Berry together for the first time.
Wow.
And they go at length about some of their experiences and what happened to them in those early groundbreaking, heady days of rock and roll. And it's just you're a witness to history.
Wow.
And it's. And like I said, last time I saw Chuck Berry, he was not good at all live. I mean, but I'll tell you here, and he is a little testy even with Keith Richards, and but Keith Richards really said, hey, I want to put him with a good band, and so people can really hear him and what he can do. And I think that he succeeded in this. It's to me, one of the most important rock and roll documentaries of all time.
Yeah,
without
absolutely.
a doubt.
Absolutely, great pick there. Yeah.
Now, this one's a little bit more under the radar. This is Simple Minds Live in the City of Angels. And this was actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was recorded in Los Angeles at the band's most recent tour. I saw the band that tour, but I saw them in Las Vegas. But they had been on my bucket list. I'd seen Big Country. I'd seen U2, I'd seen The Alarm, I had seen most of the bands that I really call. Most of these bands, I call them kind of the bands that kind of were, kind of had that kind of sound like U2, this ethereal kind of driving, groundbreaking rock. But I had never seen Simple Minds. They blew me away, so I ordered this. What a concert! Just fantastic. Just like when I saw them in Las Vegas. They broke their show into two parts. So you get the first half of the concert on one disc, audio disc. You get their second set on the second disc, but then the last two discs have a lot of bonus material, songs that were recorded like at other shows or other places, and just a beautiful book and stuff. But this is one of the best sounding concert recordings I've ever heard too. So if you're an audiophile or a Simple Minds fan, you're going to want to get this. Just a beautiful collection.
Very nice.
Yeah,
I
very
love
nice.
I love the hardcover book format.
Yeah.
I love whenever a CD or CD DVD set is released this way, like a hardcover book.
And unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to go into a Best Buy or a brick and mortar store and even a Barnes and Noble and pick this up. I think you're going to probably have to go on Amazon or their website. But I don't know how long this will be in print. So I would say if you're a casual fan or a hardcore fan, but if you're a Simple Minds fan, you want to pick this up. It really is amazing. Really love it. So. It's not often that a live album will take precedence over a greatest hits collection or something. This does that for me. Just the versions are incredible.
Excellent.
So
very good.
Great. Okay, now we're going to go into this one, and this is this Cure album, and I'm not even going to. It's called Curation 25 Anniversary, and it was done to celebrate the Cure's 40th anniversary as a band, and it's come out in different formats. The one I have here is 2 Blu-rays. I think there's some other even more deluxe versions of it. But if you're a Cure fan, you may not even be aware that this is out. It came out earlier this year. And the version here has 2 concerts. One was done at Hyde Park outdoors. They started the set during the day. They finished at night. And you can see the band more clearly, and it has a totally different vibe. The other one was done inside a club, kind of more kinetic and different energy, but it shows kind of both sides of the Cure, So, and whatever song you like by the Cure, chances are one of these 2 shows they did it. They didn't do identical set lists, so I think a couple songs were repeated twice, but you get pretty much all their great songs going from early in their career in the late 70s all the way through today. Just a great collection, and boy, on the surround system, does it sound amazing too. It's like I can't imagine going to the Cure show would sound better than it does on here if you have a good home theater system.
Wow.
So
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice with a really nice and now you showed it, just some great photos from the show and just a really nice package inside too, just really nice. So can't go wrong with it. Yeah.
Excellent.
So now
The
we're
Cure
gonna,
is one of those bands you have been, of course, been slowly getting under my skin, and to where it's like, yeah, I need to hear the Cure. I need to listen to them more. I need to listen to them more. Beyond just one or two hits.
Yeah.
And every time you bring them up, I keep thinking to myself, I've got to go and explore their music more.
And it's funny, they're a band that people either and I think everybody casually knows their big hits and stuff.
That's me.
Yeah, but some people just totally don't like them. Other people, that they live and die for them.
Yeah.
I'm a person that I just really I connect with their music. I wouldn't say that like I'm a hardcore as many of their fans, but I'll tell you, every time I listen to their music, and especially you get into their deep cuts, you have a great appreciation of Robert Smith as a groundbreaking guitarist, singer, songwriter, and no one else really has ever done what he did. I think people have kind of copied his guitar style or tried to kind of that post-goth kind of sound. But I mean, they're very special, and the fact that they've endured for more than 40 years says something,
Indeed.
Now, this is something, Steve Miller, Welcome to the Vault. And this would only, you could do push, or you could do, bicep curls with this thing. This thing is huge.
It's hefty.
Yeah. Steve Miller is, I guess for the first time now, has opened up his vaults, his personal collection. And what we get here is 3 CDs and a DVD set with early, live performances, demo recordings, special things that he's never shared with anyone. And this thing is just amazing. And, I haven't heard enough about it. And it is a beautiful, beautiful, you even get 10 guitar. Here, let's hold these a little bit closer,
Sure.
TJ. You can see, you even get some of his guitar picks in there. I mean, This is just amazing. We could, if you want to show it to the camera, so I'll read some of the highlights from here.
Sure.
So 38 previously unreleased audio recordings, 21 tracks of rare live footage, and then there's a 100-page hardbound book, plus the guitar picks that we referenced, 4 postcards, a poster, and an authentic backstage pass. So I guess I'm going to have to pull that thing out. Next time I go see Steve Miller Band, I'm going to see if I can get in backstage.
Yeah.
But of course, I don't want to get kicked out and get in trouble or anything.
Have him sign
But
it.
yeah, it's just if you're a legendary artist like that, this is what you want to do is issue. The casual fan, they might want to stream your songs and stuff, but this is an amazing collection, and I just love it.
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
I gotta admit, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a Steve Miller fan, but boy, just looking at this package,
I think
makes me want to read the book.
I mean, yeah.
And makes me want to listen to what's inside.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful package. And if we're talking about a gift guide, you think like, oh yeah, I think so-and-so, I think that they're a fan of classic rock. Get them this, they're going to love this thing. This is a great collection, And the DVD is just some amazing early performances on there that are just, it's just, like a time machine to go back. Stuff I had never seen, and it's great. And the last collection that we're gonna, because there's, and what I would tell the folks out there is just check around. But as many things as I've brought in, there's probably 10 or 20 times as many great things that you could really give as gifts. There's been a lot of really great special releases this year. But the last one we want to talk about, maybe let you take the lead.
Well,
It better
I've
than
already
I do.
talked about this on the channel, but how can we not bring this up for the holiday season as far as gift giving is, of course, the Super Deluxe 50th Anniversary Edition of Abbey Road by the Beatles. And
There's a back.
there we go. And this is a 4-disc set with, of course, the new Giles Martin remix, which we've talked about.
Yeah, we've talked about.
There's the Blu-ray
That we talked
with the
about.
5.1 and Dolby Atmos mix, which we talked about the 5.1. And, of course, then there's the session tracks, too. And, of course, the hardcover book, which goes into exhaustive detail.
Yeah.
And
It's just amazing.
It is a treasure trove of information
Yeah.
that any Beatles fan and any hardcore music fan is just, going to enjoy. And how could we not mention this? Of course, this one is, You can find this one at most retailers because, after all,
It's the Beatles.
It's the Beatles.
Yeah, exactly.
But a
It's
lot
the
of these,
Beatles.
you're right, they're kind of more under the radar.
Yeah, more under the
They're
radar.
not getting a lot of
This one's not as
publicity.
under the radar, but
This one's not at all.
But we wanted to bring, because if maybe
How could we
somebody,
not bring it
yeah,
up?
it is such a great collection, and you know, and many of our viewers here, I'm going to try to put this back together.
It's the
when we're off
popular
camera.
kid, but
Yeah.
it's a really great popular
Yeah.
kid. You
I was
know?
going to say, for many of you, because I know I read this on comments a lot online and stuff. Some people like, gosh, I don't think I can afford it and stuff. But maybe you pool together some of your gift cards or
Yeah.
your gifts, and it would definitely be worth it. I mean, it's a phenomenal collection. You know, all these are really great, and I've spent a lot of time with all these. You know, since I've picked them up, and just, you know, heck, Christmas came early for me.
There you go. Yeah. And now let us know, what are your Christmas picks? What would you pick as some of the best music Christmas gifts to give to the music lover in your life, even if that includes you? And because Lord knows I've bought myself a gift now and again too. And the Abbey Road set was definitely one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was definitely one of them.
Me
But
too. That
yeah,
count
let us
me
know
in.
what your picks are. And Robert, you know, thanks for sharing all this. Hopefully this is giving people some ideas and also raising awareness about a lot of releases
Yeah.
that maybe they hadn't heard about.
Yeah,
And
there's
that now they're gonna
unfortunately,
wanna
yeah,
know about more about.
and there's so much out there, but yeah, you definitely there's some really neat collections. I mean, one thing I could say, Shout Factory, I know I mentioned, and Omnivore Recordings, those are two labels, specialty labels, and they really issue a lot of neat releases. A lot of reissues, a lot of special sets. Like Omnivore Recordings, I think actually issued the final Muss album this year. I mean, so they're also doing new music, but they've also been doing these amazing reissues, like a Big Star and other great artists like that. So
Music
yeah,
that otherwise would be lost to time.
Yeah,
if they weren't-
exactly.
If they weren't putting a spotlight on it.
exactly.
Cool. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and we want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Holiday shopping, and keep listening to music.